FEPCAST back again, baby. It's me.
Ooh,
It's
ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Don. Now,
That's right.
Don was just saying, apologies that Don, StreamYard again, for whatever reason, is not allowing us to change the microphone settings. So Don has been forced to use his computer sound, his earbud sound. It is what it is. Mine, for whatever reason, is working today. This is all Streamcast's fault, by the way.
Yeah,
But
we're only allowed one working audio at a time on this show.
that's the plan. That's the StreamYard plan we subscribe to. One working microphone. Oh, there's Rico. Rico, who had asked us to record the show early and yet is late getting on here because he is cooking food. Now he's going to sit outside and it's going to get dark out and he's not even going to be able to be seen.
Guess what I got?
A dog, a porch. This is the worst.
Remember that thing?
Hey, a light. Wow, you had the circle light. Good job. We're a real professional podcast. See, Rico, is your microphone working? Can you actually get it to work? Because Don's now will not work.
Right. Mine is
I got a new computer, so let's see.
Wow. That's the first time Rico's got a new computer in 15 years.
8 years.
I'm not kidding.
No, actually, it was 5 years. 5 years.
That seems inaccurate, but I'll take it. Anyway, welcome to FEPCAST, everybody. With me, Donnie, and Rico. We're this should be an interesting show. We're going to talk about the new Dexter, and it's called Dexter Resurrection. Now, I've never seen any of the Dexters, but I know what there are. It's blood and hack and I know. Never watched any of them. Never until right now. Never saw them. But I will say, on a side note, I myself am dealing with a little bit of blood because Dexter's got a lot of blood in it, a lot of injuries, bodily gore. I right now am dealing with my own version of bodily gore in that I bit the living hell out of my lip this morning.
Wow.
I bit it so hard on the inside. And you know what happens. You bite it once and then you bite it again. Every meal I've had today, I've bitten it again. So it's now huge. It's like a marble inside my lip. And I just bit it again, trying to wolf my dinner down before this podcast so hard, my teeth hurt. I bit my wound hard enough for my teeth to hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm dealing with that. And if you see me tonguing my lip and talking a little odd to avoid biting it, that's why. Because I'm trying not to injure myself severely.
If we see you tonguing your marble.
Oh, dude, it's so bad. Like I zoom in.
That's ironically how he bit his lip. He was tugging his marble too hard.
I was biting my lip like a naughty girl in a sexy Playboy video.
Who, me?
Tugging my marbles.
We've all been there and we've all bit our lips, and then it is true because once you bite it the first time, it gets swollen. And then you bite it again, and then you feel it hurts, but you don't even scream out in pain. You internalize that pain because you're so mad. You're so mad at yourself for biting your lip again. Oh.
Well, the worst is if you're ever intimate, you're going down on a girl and you bite a lip, and then you bite it again, and she's like, "How about you stop eating?"
Yeah, she's like, "This is obviously you got your."
We got families driving their kids to kindergarten listening to this show.
God, that's
in July.
This is a family show. This is a family show.
These are real smart kids. They go to school year round.
Yeah. Well, I'm experiencing firsthand this summer putting kids in a camp and how much that costs. My God, the amount you have to pay for summer camps when your kids are not in school is insulting.
I would think it's on par with the daycare prices. It's essentially the same service, maybe even more expensive.
It's more expensive. It's more expensive than the daycare.
Because they're providing fun, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also it's week by week, so you can pop in and pop out with your kids. So I think it's like with daycare is a premium because you're like signing up. You're like, I'm in for the year. This is the year price. With camp, it's like, you're on vacation one week. You're going to do a different camp another week. So they charge you a premium for the camps. So it's more than daycare costs for sure.
Nice. It's the camp racket, the summertime camp racket.
And
you should get in on
it's
that.
a good segue. Yeah, well, it's a good segue because
to
Dexter,
new podcast summer camp we're hosting for youth.
Well, it's like Daddy Daycare, but we host the kids, and we just show that we do the exact same show, but we watch terrible like Dexter Resurrection with a bunch of 5-year-olds.
Yeah, it's Camp Netflix. The kids basically just go to your house and watch.
No
TV.
refunds.
That's right. Coming to a theater near you.
Price of Netflix not included in camp cost.
Mhm.
We amortize it. But no, it's a good segue. In Dexter Resurrection, and again, I've never seen these shows. It starts with a flashback. We'll start with Dexter. It's a new one.
Yeah.
It
That's
starts
a
with
good
a
one.
flashback. Apparently, he's got a son, and he's taught his son to kill. So there's a good segue. You know, if there's a camp out there that'll teach my children to adequately get rid of a dead body, I might look into that. I
think you just need to go into certain parts of LA, and they'll learn that easily, right? I don't know if
yeah, but they'll also get addicted to all sorts of dirty drugs.
In LA, you can.
Dirty crap. Although Hunter Biden says it's clean.
Some people, yes, exactly. Some people say it's not that bad.
He says it's not as bad as alcohol.
Yeah. Better than alcohol, cleaner than alcohol, says Hunter Biden on crack.
Why not? Let's all do crack. It should be ready.
Speaking of biting gum.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
he's going to burn his lips off. If that guy, maybe if he was the president, I mean, free crack for everybody.
No, I mean, I think that's actually what we have in Los Angeles right now anyway, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's free crack pipes, free meth, free whatever. But regardless, so Dexter.
Well, I feel like I should set the stage.
Set the stage because I'm coming in new. So I was going to say, here's what I've learned.
So this is actually kind of like the third kind of like Dexter. So the first Dexter was like 5 or 6 seasons. He's a cop in Miami. He's scarred for life from this trauma he experienced when he was very young. His parents were like murdered in front of him, and he was left in this pool of blood, and he was raised by a cop who figured out that he had something wrong with him and he had this urge to kill. So Harry, his stepdad, taught him the code, which is to basically kill bad people. So Dexter is a serial killer of killers. So you never know how many serial killers were in the city of Miami until you saw Dexter. I'm like, wow, there's one every year. It's crazy. And Dexter always killed him. But at the end of Dexter, he faked his death. So maybe season 5 or 6 or whatever it was. The walls were closing in on him. People were starting to like finally suspect that this lab geek forensic detective was actually the Bay Harbor Butcher, the serial killer in Miami who killed other killers. So he faked his death, and that was the end of the regular show Dexter. So then like 7-8 years later, they did a 1 season, like, did you watch the new season, Don? Or the second, where he was in New York?
Yeah, they just like
New Blood or Fresh Blood or something like that. Was that?
That's a different one. That's Dexter as a kid. So that doesn't have anything to do with this time.
Oh, okay.
No. Brian's right. You're mixing up New Blood and Original Sin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay, New Blood is where he's in New York, right?
Yeah, here. Yeah.
So they got as many Dexters as they do Real Housewives.
Well, the thing that's cool about it is at the end of the first Dexter storyline that Rico was just describing, it ends with him basically, you think he's a lumberjack somewhere because you expect him to die in this in the storm because he's on a boat in a hurricane. But then he just you see that he's not dead. And so you expect there to be Dexter episodes like, but then they stop for like 10 years. And then during COVID, they make the one called New Blood, where they finally introduce that the premise of that one is, so he's relocated. He's got a fake name. He lives in upstate New York. He works at a sporting goods store. And he's just trying to live his normal, boring life. He hasn't killed anybody. But then a kid shows up and knocks on his door, and it's his son. And the kid
I saw that flashback.
So you're getting a lot of flashbacks from that one. This is almost a continuation of that one. So anybody who likes Dexter,
really,
by the way, sorry.
Yeah,
Don,
if you haven't watched,
1 second. Nice Aria cup, Rico. You actually flew home with a cup from Aria in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I told you I was going to do that.
Yeah.
And I did. And it's
Okay.
great. I use it all the time. I drink it's big, so I use smoothies. What's wrong with that?
All right, and nothing
Yeah.
apparently. All right,
It's like the
Don.
one you get it at the stadium.
Yeah. Oh, and Don, you should mention, and I think you were going to that. If you haven't seen New Blood yet, this spoils that whole season basically.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is a continuation of New Blood, even though they called it Resurrection, because Dexter starts. They call it Resurrection because he wakes up in a coma, and then he also gets to be called Dexter again, right?
And at the end of New Blood, you think he's dead, but apparently Dexter is just like the Jason Voorhees of TV, where they just keep faking his death, and there'll be 50 seasons. So we're in that loop now.
Because of the ice, it cooled his body down, and that's why it was able to not bleed out in the snow. Okay, well, there were a few different coincidences in the episode, which I knew.
Isn't it a medical miracle that hypothermia and bleeding out cancel out each other, and you're just fine?
Yes. Why has science not figured this out already?
Yeah,
it's good to know.
They should be telling people, if you get shot, immediately jump into your freezer, clean it out, crawl into your freezer, you'll be fine.
That's why those Russians are so hard to kill. They're always hanging out in the snow.
That was oh God. What's the guy? The evil Russian wizard that was impossible to fucking kill. What was his name?
Scaramanga or Scaramucci?
No.
Goldeneye?
No.
Oh, that was a wizard.
This is an ancient in the Tsar of Russia era. Oh my God, is a Russian super wizard. Well, fuck it. I can't think of his name, but he was impossible to kill. They stabbed him. Rasputin. They killed him.
I thought you were talking like the Goldeneye video game.
No. They stabbed him. They poisoned him. They shoved him into an icy river, and he lived through all of it. He was unkillable because he had figured it out. Every time he'd get stabbed, murdered, poisoned, he would just go out, dive into the icy river, totally fine.
He would carry around dry ice with him in a backpack, and they never figured out why.
You just rub the ice on your
Why are you smoking
wound,
so much? Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Now, going back to the Dexter, so this episode starts with Dexter in the hospital bed coming out of the coma. And while he's doing that, he's having a lot of visions from old characters from the very original Dexter series. So, like,
which I found very annoying personally, by the way.
You're probably the only person who hasn't seen any Dexter who then goes, "Oh, I'm going to watch this one," because the show is a massive hit. It's a great show. I mean, I'm surprised if you like TV, you should watch the Dexter show.
I like it. Well, we'll get around to my thoughts on this new one, but I will say I did not enjoy the flashbacks to the old ghosts. I mean, I like the Ghosts of Christmas Past reference. All right, you got 3 ghosts from the past, but it was annoying.
That was pretty funny. Yeah.
That was a funny line, but it was to me a little bit annoying that it kept cutting to these he's in a dream world. Like John Lithgow, I guess is his dad.
No, but John Lithgow.
Oh,
there's like a whole season
with John Lithgow.
I know, but look, I'm not gonna. I don't want to spoil the Lithgow character is really, really cool. I mean,
I'm not gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch these other shows. I'm not gonna do it.
You should. It's really good. Rico's.
Hold on, Rico. I can see your mouth moving, but nothing's happened. You're not muted. No, did you turn the on-off thing button off?
It's that new computer.
What the heck? Why would it just automatically switch Rico? Rico just had a really dumb opinion, and God knew. Just switched it off on him. I don't know. It's not going to do. Click on the bottom of the screen, change your mic settings there. I don't know. Oh, he's gone. He'll come back. So I fill me in on John Lithgow because
all right. So John Lithgow,
I'm going in fresh. Yeah.
All right. So here's the thing. So in the flashback, the John Lithgow character is a different serial killer that he had to hunt. And the neat thing about the Dexter show is, so when he finds out there's a serial killer, he then has to basically get in their orbit, either befriend them or find a way to get close to them so that he could take them out. And the Lithgow one, He's a different serial killer, so he's got to play a different character to try to get close to the serial killer.
Okay,
Meanwhile,
good question.
And John Lithgow is partially responsible for why Dexter's son is a psychopath as well. It's kind of
okay, that's why I thought Lithgow was the dad, because he was alluding to that.
right?
And I felt like their conversation was that of a father and a son. And then it cut to another guy, because again, there's like 4 different dudes it cuts to. They're ghosts in this, which was very fucking annoying to me. That was apparently his dad, or his stepdad, or something.
Well, there is a little bit of that I think Dexter does look at him like a father figure in some of that particular story arc. So that could be why.
The gruff guy is his stepdad. So he's like, Dexter, that's the code. So he'll be like,
code guy. Okay, that's his stepdad. Code guy. It's the cop. You said it's the cop with the code. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then the other visions he had were another guy that he befriended who he taught to kill, that he had to then kill himself.
Is that the black dude or a different guy?
That was the different guy.
That was
that was the dude from NYPD Blue, that Jimmy Schmidt dude.
Oh,
yeah.
Jimmy. Okay, yeah.
And then the black guy was actually a fellow. He worked at the police station as a detective with Dexter. He was a good guy, but Dexter was able to basically frame him into making everybody think that he was the killer that Dexter was, the Bay Harbor Butcher.
Yeah. Wow, what a dick.
So he's seeing all like his past, it's a pretty intense, like, it's like he says, he goes, gosh, talk about a curtain call. Which is another funny joke, because they do bring in like 4 or 5 of the main characters.
Well, and again, you can understand as an outsider watching this, I was like, I didn't know you had never seen it.
I didn't either. Yeah, I didn't know you. That's kind of cool.
We should have just watched the original Dexter. If I figured everyone in the world.
We could do that next episode if you want.
Well, we just spoiled the whole show.
No, there's so much to
go. It doesn't matter. Whatever. It's the first episode.
Yeah. Actually, we could do the first one of the original Sin. Which...
No.
Have you seen that one, Rico?
I just got Paramount Plus recently.
We're gonna
okay,
Paramount Plus is good. I actually like
Paramount
Plus.
When you go to that's job. You gotta quit your job, and then just we'll start a podcast.
Oh, we should do Yellowstone. Yellowstone's on Paramount Plus, I think.
Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah, Yellowstone is.
Yeah, I didn't watch that either. Well, anyway, so Dexter, it's flashback, whatever. Now his son is grown up, and Dexter. So his son actually shoots Dexter, and Dexter's in a coma and wakes up, and 10 years have passed. Not 10 years, 5 years. The son's older. He's now working at a hotel.
It was 10 weeks.
10 weeks, well, whatever. 10 weeks.
It's kind of a difference.
It is, but
and the son also.
I thought it was short. Wait. I thought it was a shorter amount of time. Then later in the episode, they're like, "Well, for as long as you were in a coma and at your age, it's lucky you could walk at all." And I'm like, I didn't think he was in a coma that long. Like, you can't walk.
I mean,
you forgot to walk. Your muscles don't atrophy.
It's an Indian reservation hospital, so
resources are thin.
Jack Daniels as the drip. You might notice you're shaking.
Terrible.
It's because we took you off the JD drip. So
give this guy some fire water, stat.
We have one cure, fire water. So Dexter wakes up and magically, and this annoyed the shit out of me, and maybe I'm missing something. He had a girlfriend, a cop girlfriend, who was a little hot and tot, and she apparently figures out that he is in fact a serial killer named Dexter, not the person he's purported to be. She is going to arrest him, and he gets shot by his son. He wakes up in the hospital. He's like, "Oh, anytime now, I'm going to jail." And then this annoyed the shit out of me. Out of nowhere, it's like, "Oh, guess what? No, never mind. You're not going to jail. No, it's all been worked out. She covered for you for this, that, and the other reason, and she made up this bullshit, and none of that."
Well, I think Dexter saved her daughter. Well, it wouldn't have been much of a show if he woke up and he went to jail.
Well, agreed, but like it was so convenient. Like it left again. I'm coming in out of nowhere. It left it as he's arrested. His girlfriend finds out that he's a psycho killer, and then it all went away. Don't worry about it. Water under the bridge. She covered for you. She made up a whole big story, and now it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Well, she felt satisfied by what he had done for her, and she thought, you know what, my gift to you will be to just like let you
Really
allow a psycho killer
as
to live.
as a lumberjack, he was really laying the wood good. So.
Oh
That's
yeah, he
right.
was.
That's right. He knows how to swing
So
it.
that was a little annoyingly convenient to me.
Yeah. I was wondering, I'm like, how are they gonna explain this? And I'm like,
In the lamest way. The lamest way
Yeah.
possible,
Yeah.
right? Like the
Well,
most
yeah.
lamest way possible. Oh, the sheriff that arrested him previously. Oh no, guess what? She recounted everything and she said that this, that, and that happened and this happened. And she wrote a letter and she resigned and moved. Okay, cool. Like
That's the only way that the
Deus
story
Ex
works.
Machina bullshit. Yeah, it was such a failure in writing to leave it as that's how he got out of it. Rather than, how about this idea? His son who shot him hunts her down and kills her. How about that? There's a good way around it.
He still might.
He kills her, and but now it doesn't make any sense because Dexter's son would have had to kill her immediately so she could report it and pass this along. That would have been a better way than just in a post scene being oh, you know what? Never mind.
I don't remember
she recanted. She said you're innocent. Like it's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I got to go back then and rewatch the other one because the way it ends, maybe there's more that you could.
The flashback made it seem very
it.
obvious that he was guilty and she had caught him and she called him Dexter Morgan.
No, but that
she made
did
it very obvious.
That did happen. But then she decided to let him go.
She let him go was because basically he had killed the serial killer in their town and who was killing all these young girls. And so all these girls were disappearing, I believe. And I think his girlfriend had a daughter, maybe. And
she did have a daughter.
He saved her daughter from this serial killer. So I think that was basically her like, well, he just kills bad people and he really saved my daughter's life. Yeah. So
there was also like a friend,
something like that.
The sheriff had a friend that, like, when they were younger, she went missing, and everybody says that she ran away. And the sheriff's like, no, she didn't run away. Like,
yeah,
she was abducted, and something happened to her. And so I think Dexter also helped give her closure on that thing.
Yeah.
Well,
it was kind of a weird, creepy ending, but. If we go to
it was an odd moment in the show. It was
I agree.
Get away with it. Yeah,
I agree.
Now it's too loud, Rico. Move your mic a little bit away from me.
In your face.
Usually I'm yelling at Rico that he's too close, and now for the first time, or too far, for the first time. So going back to Dexter's son. So Dexter's got a son. He's older now. He's working at the the Harrison Hotel, some fancy hotel, and he's like the hookup guy. He's hooking up all the people that come into the hotel with the drugs or where to go. And he is staying at the hotel. I wrote down like he's a cuck because he goes out and there's a maid and he's like, oh, hey. And I'm like, oh, are they together? No, they're not together. And he's like, am I watching your kid tonight? And she's like, oh, maybe, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, this guy's a loser. And then you figure out, okay, the maid is hooking him up with a free place to stay every night by telling him what rooms are not going to be clean. So he has a free place to stay. Cool. Fine. Get it.
And she gets free child care, right? It's like
she gets free child care. Yeah, it's a win-win. Exactly. It's a win-win. Then he goes down to the kitchen. And you see it kind of sets the stage in the hotel. He's walking to the kitchen. He's saying hi to all the kitchen staff. He gets a veggie burrito. Okay. And then...
Yeah, I don't like him. He did something very weird that has nothing to do with anything. When he wakes up, he puts on his earpods. Are they earpods or AirPods? I don't know. Whatever
AirPods.
He puts on his AirPods. He's alone in a room. He puts on his AirPods and then starts shaving.
Yeah, that was odd.
Is the fucking weirdest. Like, if you want to listen to your phone, you're alone. You just put on speaker.
But he's not supposed to be in the room.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's so you can't.
Yeah,
He's got to be
room.
quiet.
But then,
or just not
here's
listen
the
to any
dumb
music.
part.
That makes more sense.
Also, here's what I thought you were going to say is, why does he leave the AirPods in? Especially if they're Apple AirPods, they have sound muffling. When you go out of the room, how about take those bad boys out of your head so you can hear if there's anybody like walking down the hallway talking, or anybody. He pops out with the AirPods in, listening to like a jibbity jobbity joobity joo. He's popping his head out. Hey, dummy, listen to see if there's people coming down the hallway that could catch you before you go out in the hallway.
Yeah, that's right. Especially since you don't want to get caught. You think you'd be a little bit more aware of your surroundings and just blocking out all noise. But these kids these days with their iPads and their iPhones.
Kids. So this guy, he's the hookup man. He's like a super bellhop. He's not a concierge. Super bellhop, we call him.
He's like a hotel staff. He's what do they call him?
Yeah, but he's between a concierge and a bellhop. He meets a hot blonde chick. Well, first we meet.
I had a problem with this. Speaking of bad writing, okay, this is like a 1950s writing, like, oh, I'm a cute blonde girl from Idaho, and I'm so weird, and I just don't know, and I'm just going to come up to you and say, hi, this is my name. Who the fuck does that? It doesn't exist.
Excuse me, do you know where I can I change my Idaho dollars to New York dollars with you?
It must be great living in the big city. I'm so dumb, but I'm so hot. Do you want to fuck me? But I'm not going to say it out loud.
I don't know how to get to where I'm going in the hotel. I'm on the 11th floor. Where's the conference? Is her name? Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I think she's just a slut.
Wait, no, she's
around
not.
The hotel.
Actually, that's probably the biggest sluts in Idaho. It's right in the name.
Yeah, so, Idaho.
Before that, we meet the super douche, right? And in the context of it, we see like he's a super bellhop, and he hands the guy the weed pens he wanted. He's like a turbo douche. Hey, man, thanks for hooking it up. This guy's the best, and gets his watch fixed, which will come around later. Fix my watch. Here's the weed pens. This turbo douche meets the sexy blonde, sends her on her way. Oh, what a nice guy! And then later on, we find that the turbo douche, who he's been helping out, is bringing back Idaho, and says to what's his name, Harrison? Oh no, Harrison's the hotel. What's his son's name?
No. Yeah, you're right. His name's Harrison.
Harrison. Okay, yeah, Harrison's his name. Yeah. So Harrison's Dexter's son. He says to Harrison, "Oh, this is my wife," and Harrison knows it's not his wife. He's like, "I didn't know you were married." He's like, "Oh, well, I am." And he's bringing. And she's obviously been drugged. The Idaho girl. She's been drugged by the turbo douche from an earlier scene. Go up the elevator. Harrison's having internal conversations. Oh my God. Okay, it's not my problem. I shouldn't do anything. But you hear her being, Rico, are you talking to me or not? Your audio just cut out again. What the fuck? Why is your audio cutting out again?
I don't know.
Oh, it's back. Wait. Now you're on mute. Unmute yourself. Nope, still can't hear you. What the fuck? That's very annoying. I blame StreamYard.
Lost my train of thought.
Dude, going through Firefox, Rico. StreamYard? StreamYard's the worst. So anyway, here's what happens. So he's right at the elevator. This guy's got a drug girl, Idaho girl, and it's very obvious, right, that she's not into it. She's like, "Where I go? What was in that drink?" I think this is bad writing. What was in that drink?
And the guy's like, we're going to go have a little fun in the room.
Yeah. That's because that's what you fucking say. That's what you say in the elevator. We're gonna have a little fun. And then she's into it. Okay. Horrible writing.
Well, it's made to be obvious, right? Because what comes next is a heroic scene.
Well, even what comes next is even worse. What comes first is even worse.
That's what I was gonna say. The whole thing is dumb. You're like, bro, I know you're not married. This is ridiculous. Cut the shit out.
Yeah.
Like, there's no internal monologue.
No.
Like, no, this is not happening. Like, I don't know what you're doing the rest of the night, but this chick is not happening. Fucking walk away. I mean, that's all you have to do. And then he's like debating it, and then he handles it the worst fucking. He lets her into his room. Like, no.
Well, because he values his job, and this guy's a power player. It's like, well, if he's a power player, by the way, also you could talk about, like you could expose him as a fucking rapist. Yeah. That probably means somebody to a power player, but yeah, lets him in the room. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, that was it. Well, I mean, his method of handling it is he lets her into his room, and then he hears her. It's like, oh, wow. As he was walking away, he hears her like yelling no. And he's like, I didn't know she would yell no. Oh. Changes my
Wait a minute.
Everything.
That's my trigger. Right. It wasn't all these things leading up to it. That's my trigger.
He thought everything was on the up and up. And then
well, of course, when he goes in, he opens the door, he goes in, the girl is passed out completely on the bed, which like, she has to be, because obviously he's going to kill this guy now. And, the guy's like, what's up? Walk away, bro. You're nothing, little man. Again, the rating was so horrible this episode. It was so bad. You're nothing, little man. You're shoving him. And then they get in a fist fight. And then, Dexter's son, Harrison, he's on top of the guy, even though he's smaller than him. But he gets on top and he's punching him in the face. And the guy's like, all right, bro. Get whatever. Take the slut back to her room. Now, if that's any human on earth that's doing something shitty and has now been punched in the face several times and is bleeding out of his mouth and someone's straddling him, you just go, all right, good. You win. Peace out. Let's let this thing go. Let bygones be bygones.
You were right.
You were right the whole time. This is a bad idea on my part. Go ahead, get her to her room safely. I'm sorry. Let's never mention this again.
Yeah.
No, because the writing on this show is so shitty. The guy goes, hey, there's like 1,000 of these sluts out there. And you know what? I'm just going to do it again. Actually, wait. There's more where she came. Here's the exact phrase. There's more where she came from. There's always more. This is as the guy still sitting on his chest. But yeah, that's what you'd say. That's what you'd say to not get the shit beat out of you or murdered. Is that like what? Are you serious with this writing?
Yeah.
Bold date rapist was my note.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
he's gonna do it again.
Certainly one of one.
He likes to do it. He likes to date rape.
And he wants people to know.
Yeah.
Might as well get a
child
t-shirt.
molesters. Yeah. Even serial child molesters, when they get caught by Chris Hansen, are like, it was an accident. I will never do it again. This guy's like, I'll do it 1,000,000 more times.
Mm-hmm. He's not ashamed.
The room.
He's his authentic self, and he's on his journey.
This is my story.
Yeah.
I'm living my truth, man. That truth is that there's 1,000,000 more sluts out there to drug. It was so bad. It was so bad. Oh my God.
In real life, the guy would have gone to jail, and then he'd get a bunch of women writing him in jail a bunch of love letters, and he'd be married and have a bunch of girlfriends because that's how fucked up our society is.
He could post sexy jail pics, and then he'd have 1,000,000 pen pals. And the what do they call it? Like the conjugal visit trailer, the erotic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everything characters did in this episode were the opposite of what would make sense. So after he kills him, but you could probably be like, shit, I killed him, but this girl is in his room roofied, and that's going to show up in a blood test. And I came in here to save her. And even though I ended up killing this guy, I was protecting this girl. So they're going to, not going to charge me with anything.
Right? Involuntary manslaughter.
Or you could just walk away and leave. And who knows what happened? A girl's been drugged. A guy's dead. Maybe she beat him up.
Well, he also,
there's 1,000,000 girls being drugged all the time.
But he did bash his face in with a
Wait a minute. I just thought of something immediately that maybe this exists, maybe it doesn't. Does the card key, he's like a hotel bellhop. Does the card keys they use, do they have an identifier on them?
Probably.
Because, they could probably be like, oh, well, Harrison, let's see, he logged in here, and then
Yeah.
put the time of death at this time, and well, there's our guy.
And then he went back in.
Right.
then
They'll
he
see.
went
They
back.
definitely know when it was scanned.
You know, this is probably one of the very few 5-star hotels in New York City that don't have any cameras anywhere.
Yeah.
No,
Not in any hallway, not in an elevator.
Favored by P. Diddy, favored by NFL players.
That's right. That's
So
why.
that's why the guy,
Harrison,
you know what?
James Harrison, NFL player, because we love catering to NFL players.
Maybe that's why the date rapist stayed there. Is that was like one of the hotel's signatures is like, we are cool with date rapes and we make it easy for you, our valued customer, to date rape rubes from Idaho.
Well, they're not going to say that, but they're going to.
But
Here's
it's
what I
understood.
It's implied.
If I was writing marketing copy, here's what I would write: camera-free environment, friendly to rubes. Have fun tonight.
Everybody Wang Chung tonight.
No one's watching.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. That should be their slogan.
Hey!
Wink.
Well, we can't segue yet into Arrested Development, but one of my favorite moments from Arrested Development is when Lucille, the mom, who we're talking about, she's drinking vodka and she gets pills, like pain pills, and it's got like a don't drink. It's like do not drink with alcohol, and then a symbol with an eyeball like closed, which means like you're gonna fall asleep and die. And she's like, "Oh, don't drink with alcohol." It's like, wink. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. It turns out these are really good with alcohol.
Yeah. Okay, so he kills the guy, and then flashes back. Remembers what his dad Dexter taught him. Oh,
Right.
take off the clothes, chop off the body. We go to the kitchen, right? The kitchen. It was good. This was good writing to set the scene. Okay, you go to the kitchen with the metal tables. They're chopping up meat. It's used to be blood. There's drains in the floor. He takes the dead body down. He chops it up. He remembers what his dad taught him. He scoops it up. He cleans up the scene. Then he bags up the body parts. Now, let me ask you.
I bet Dexter double bagged, but no.
Thank you, Rico. I was just going to say, I knew, did you guys both know for a fact that this kid was going to fucking not double bag or some shit was going to happen where a limb was going to come out? It was the most obvious
I had a feeling,
ever. And what kind of a serial killer's son? I'm not even a serial killer. If I chop some fucker up, guess what I'm going to do? Saran wrap, 1 trash bag, 2 trash bags, 3 trash bags. I'd wrap that trash bag. I'm going to put some newspaper in it. That's fucking whatever. Who the fuck just wraps some body parts in 1 trash bag? It's like, cool. Good to go.
Good to go. I don't want to look suspicious.
He's a novice.
Too many trash bag knots.
You learn from your mistakes.
Yeah. Takes a village.
He'll learn from this, I bet you.
Yeah.
He won't make this mistake again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, seriously, what? It's so stupid.
Well, he was in a
Well,
rush.
There could have been
He was in a rush because the trash guy was coming, and he couldn't possibly dispose of it unless he got that one. Otherwise, it would have been a whole week, and then the Teamsters might go on strike, and that body could be sitting outside the hotel for like 2 years.
There could have been some like sharp
hotels.
object in the trash truck that maybe slashed the bag and helped.
Yeah, and a pine cone, an old Christmas
tree. But you're right. He should have thought ahead and probably triple or quadruple bagged it.
It wouldn't take that long to quadruple bag that shit, by the way. But also, I was wondering, I bet hotels actually, they probably have a special trash pickup. That's my guess. So think about this. Because it must be more often than regular places, right? So okay, we'll forgive that, but still, triple bag that shit. The right side, in quotations, of this body being found is that we got to meet the most cliched hack trope in all of television or film writing currently, which is a bitchy, annoying girl boss lead detective.
Did anyone else think this would have been perfect crossover for Caitlin Olsen?
Yes!
High potential. She sees things
right.
other people don't.
That when the
That would have
cop
been
is-
amazing.
It would have saved
Yeah.
this episode for me.
the woman is supposedly so brilliant at being a detective, she discovered that the knot that the body came in was different than other knots, and then she found the other ones that had similar knots, and it led her to the rest of the body. I think anybody would have put that.
I feel like it wouldn't be
puzzled
that
together.
fucking hard if you knew, okay, half or a ninth of the body was in this bag. I bet the rest is in a bag around this one.
Right,
Yeah.
it's in one
You
garbage
just fucking
truck.
pick up the bag like, oh, this one's really heavy and weird. I bet let's check this one. I feel like you don't have
She's
to
like-
fucking analyze it that deeply.
Yeah. Hey guys, what bags came out of your truck? All right, there. All right, we got it. Cool.
Bet
I
they're
got the whole
here.
body's here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so
That-
stupid. And she's such a fucking twat. It's like the worst trope from. They must have filmed this a year ago. I swear to God, because this trope's so played out of like the bitchy girl boss detective. Everybody hates this character now. Her being rude to like the other cops. She's like, all right, moron, get out of my way. I gotta put in my music earbuds. You're a retard.
I gotta go away.
Yum 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 yeah. Yeah, like. Wow,
Here-
awesome. What a likable, awesome character. I can't
Hear
wait to see
me
more of her.
roar.
Maybe we're going back to the golden age of Hollywood where real men are in charge of the studios. So like, if we're going to have a woman in a character, let's make her a bitch.
We're
Fuck
gonna
her.
make sure nobody likes you. bitch.
We used to make them dumb. Now we're making them real smart and annoying. That'll turn the audience.
You're gonna be ugly. We're gonna make
You're
you.
going back in the kitchens.
That's terrific. Sexism.
Okay, so then the next step is Angel is another cop from Miami that worked with Dexter, who has his history and kind of was suspecting Dexter before he disappeared in the storm and changed his identity. And then he finds out in New Blood that he was alive, and he comes up and visits Dexter, and he's clearly kind of clearly making clear to Dexter that he suspects him of being a serial killer.
By the way, I'm just saying, as a non-police officer, maybe you don't want to do that.
Yeah. Don't put him.
That way he wouldn't run away.
Which is exactly
But-
what happened.
But it was like Dexter was so he's like, I'm gonna come back tomorrow, and Dexter's like, oh, this fucker is gonna come back. One, it's out of his jurisdiction.
Yeah,
So-
he can't.
He can't arrest
He can't make
him.
an arrest out. Well, he could ask
There's-
the other cop
Yeah,
to arrest him.
But there's
anyway.
no evidence against Dexter. Like, I don't think there's any evidence against him from the Miami cases or the case in upstate
Yeah,
New York.
unless
They
there's, like,
can't
some
really
new
arrest
stuff that-
him. Yeah. So, but Dexter like escapes once he finds out this story because the doctor told him, I think, right, or his physical therapist told him that, oh, there was a terrible murder in New York and the person was chopped up into 9 pieces. And Dexter's like, oh, clearly it's my son, because who else would it be?
Obviously.
And he turns on the shower and escapes through the bathroom window when Angel is sitting in the waiting room to come see him the next day. And you're like, you didn't have to do all that. Just when Angel comes in, you'd be like, buddy, I know what you're doing, and I don't want to talk to you. You're a dick. Fuck off.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. Why do you have to jump out the bathroom window? Like, what for what?
It certainly
Made no
makes you look a
The
little bit
case
more.
is on.
Say that.
Yeah. As a person who went like years without making any mistakes, Dexter's kind of acting like a rookie serial killer here. Come on, Dexter, clean it up.
Exactly, and this is my problem with the whole. Honestly, the whole show is like it just seemed like rookie mistakes, obvious mistakes, dumb mistakes. Even Dexter, his son, and I don't know the guy that wrote the first episode. Like, who wrote Dexter? You guys know his name?
No idea.
No, I mean, I think it's based on a novel.
Oh, all right. Well,
Really?
I'm curious to see if it was like at this point in time. I doubt the original like author or writer of
Dexter
Dexter
first season was in 2006. So if it is the same guy, he's went through a lot of blow and booze, and
Needs money
His-
again.
his brain probably isn't working quite as well.
Yeah. It's like
All right,
that.
first season. Oh, Lauren Gussis. A woman. A woman goes to show you. We don't give women
Lauren
enough
could be a
credit.
guy's name.
Don, wait, Don. Your audio quality is terrible. Try not to talk over people. It's awful enough as it is. A woman wrote Dexter. Goes to show you, don't underestimate women. They know how to kill men.
Yes, they do. Don't underestimate.
All right, well, so she's not involved anymore. Yeah, whoever wrote this piece of shit is an idiot. Because like we're saying, his son, a novice would double bag the trash cans. Dexter jumping out the window makes no sense. Like there were so many things in this episode that made no sense and were just fucking stupid that I don't know. I hated it, honestly. And again, I'm coming in fresh. We got to move on to Arrested Development, but I'm coming in fresh. I knew nothing about Dexter. I didn't watch it. I hated it. It was so dumb. I gave it a D-.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it would have been better if you knew about it, because
Would it
Yeah,
have? I feel like it would have been
Yeah.
a bigger disappointment. It would
No,
have been a bigger disappointment to me.
No,
The writing was shit. The writing was shit. It was dumb. It was obvious.
how do you know
There was
the
nothing
writing's any good?
interesting
You
about
haven't
the
seen any
characters
other-
to me.
You haven't seen any other episodes. You don't know anything about
Well,
it.
it's the first episode of the fucking show, Don. What do you want to tell you? That's the idea of the show, man. Like I'm
it's
just giving you my honest
it's a
opinion.
show that debuted 16 or 19 years ago.
Well,
And so
this
you're-
show just came
Yeah.
out, and I bet there's people like me that are just like, "Oh, I'll check out this new Dexter, Dexter Resurrection." Okay, cool.
There's
All right.
nobody like you, Brian.
It's
You're one
dumb.
of a
I could punch myself in the face and knock my own tooth out by accident in the pool,
and then bite the other side at the same time.
and then bite my lower lip.
Yeah.
No, look, I'm sorry. Here's my assessment. Coming from a perspective of, I can go in not knowing what the characters are, but it's your job as a show. And they tried to do it, but it was like hacky to show me what the background is. And that wasn't even my problem with the show. I kind of got it. I was like, all right, this is what happened. I get it. I'm up to speed. I get who his son is. These people are his like ghost, relatives. I got that. My problem was this show sucked shit. It was badly written. It was hacky. The dumbest, like Rico said, the dumbest actions happened throughout, where even a novice, whether you're a cop or a serial killer or whatever, you did the dumbest shit at all times. And the characters were written so annoyingly obnoxious. Like Harrison, his character was fine, but the chick cop was so annoying. Dexter was boring. And I know he's, I guess, a deadpan character, but he was boring as shit because he's recovering from a gunshot wound. He's boring. And then you got, I'm sorry, it sucked. It sucked. I'm not
There
going
you
to
go.
watch another this crap. It was
There
bad.
you go. No. Yeah.
I'll watch it. To review.
Yeah, that's fair. I would go the other direction. I liked it because of the fact that I like Dexter.
Classic Don move.
Yeah. And I've actually watched, I think, all the ones that have been released already, and so I will continue to watch it. I'm enjoying
Don,
it.
tell me what you like. I have to pee so bad. This will be a long episode, but I pee so. But I want to hear what Don. Don, please tell me what you liked about this episode. Tell me what was good.
I liked that it had the
Cast.
So the first
Dexter.
episode was, I guess I like that his son already committed a murder. I think that's kind of cool. And that he's already kind of shadowing his son. The kid thinks that he killed his dad, so he has no idea. So this dad is stalking his own kid, trying to decide whether or not he should go and say, hey, guess what? I'm not dead. Let's be friends again. But the episodes definitely get better. I mean, it does feel like a regular Dexter show because as it
I'm just talking about this episode.
Yeah.
I've only watched this episode, Don.
Well, I'll tell you.
I've never watched any other Dexter episodes, so you're
I
not.
know. That's the first episode podcast. It's the name of the goddamn show, dude.
Yeah,
Now that
well,
you understand what we're saying.
yeah. So I'll say this. It's a bad show. It was a bad choice. I just assumed everyone had watched Dexter. So it's a bad choice to come in this late in the game and be like,
But it's not. But it's not.
yeah,
because
it is.
No,
because you have to
because
have
other
some
people are gonna,
affinity
other
for the
people are like
characters.
me.
So that's one of the. So I agree with you that the writing was stupid, but I also liked some aspects of the show. One, I like Dexter being back because I like Dexter. I'm glad he's not dead.
Well, look, I
Cool.
want
I
to
like
like the show. I want to like it because other people
Right.
like it. I came in being excited to watch it.
Okay, so the
I
other
came in
things
being excited, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I like that they established the kind of the core battle that's going to be in the season. It's going to be Dexter versus Angel. I think if it's not, then I can't imagine if Angel's not involved in the rest of the season. It's going to be fucking stupid because why is he in the first episode? So I think they set up that as kind of the battle of wits. Angel knows that Dexter's the killer. Dexter knows that Angel knows, and they're going to try to, outfox each other. So I like that they set that up right away. I liked kind of the reintroduction of some former characters. So I liked Dokes being back. I liked, and now he's not back, but like just seeing the Trinity, John Lithgow, Doke, Jimmy Schmidt's character. I like
Ghosts. Okay.
Yeah, I liked those cameos kind of. I liked Dokes pointing out to Dexter because Dexter was going through a moral dilemma. He's like, I thought I only killed bad people, but actually, and I was doing good for the world, but actually good people did die because of me. You don't know her because what was her name? Maria or
well, I got the
something.
idea. I got
the
idea of that. Okay.
So then Dokes is like, no, you actually think of all the people that didn't die because you killed these killers. So he's kind of wrestling with that. So there were aspects of it. I liked that he basically, and I'm being a generous interpretation, that Harrison fucked up because to set up that he needs Dexter, because if he was as good as Dexter, they wouldn't need Dexter to be involved. He would have just committed the perfect crime.
That's why it was so obvious it was going to happen, though.
Right.
Like you saw it coming. Like, I mean, I get it. I acknowledge I haven't seen the previous episodes. It just, on a one episode basis, was shit.
Yeah.
It was a weird one episode because it's like a first episode with a lot of history already.
Yeah.
That
it wasn't even that much history. It was just bad writing. It was just I'm going to give it
shit. I think I'm
going to give it a B- because it did do some positives in my opinion, what I mentioned, but it had terrible writing. But I'm going to keep watching it. And
nothing deserves a B. Nothing deserves a B that has fucking writing as bad as this goddamn episode, dude. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess I'll just adopt all your opinions now, and you don't need me on the show.
I'm not saying you have to adopt it. I'm saying that's my opinion. If the wrote this bad writing, which we pointed out numerous times in this episode, how fucking stupid it was, and hacky and tropey and dumb.
Yeah, this is the first episode.
It was C plus at best.
It was a goofy
big difference between a B- and a C plus.
Yeah, this was it was the episode
indicates people should watch it. A C indicates you shouldn't watch it.
The episode had to make like long-term fans, like somebody like Rico or me who's seen it before, make us happy, and at the same time try to, I guess, gather new viewers like Brian. They failed miserably on that. But it was a weird first episode because of that element to it. But I would say it should get. I mean, I would see where you want to give it a C because it wasn't great. But I want to give it a B because I just like the franchise, right? And I'm going to keep watching it because it's good.
That's not what this is based on, Don. You can't give it a B because it's like the franchise. You're grading on the episode.
But how could it have a franchise if it's the first episode? My mind is blown.
It's the first episode of this iteration. What do you give this episode?
I'll give this episode a C because it was. I was kind of bored with the ghost thing, but I get why they have to do it. They have like stories are like 10% action, 90% boring.
To be honest, they didn't have to do it. I've never seen the shows. I gave zero fucks about the ghosts. I could have been totally fine without the ghosts. You know what? Story didn't need them in any way, shape, or form.
I wonder. So there's another Dexter
Just
iteration
boring.
that takes place after the first
No,
show.
I know what. No, I'm cutting this off. No, we're not talking about it.
But he's like,
we're going on
but
the
it's
rest
when
of
he's a
development.
boy.
No, I don't want to hear about it.
You might like that one. I don't know.
No.
We're only reviewing Dexter. Let's review every episode of Dexter from now on.
I have to pee so bad.
Dexter cast.
Yeah, tell you what.
Pee. I want to go get a drink. Why don't we take a 2-minute pause?
Oh, great. Oh, that's great. That's a horrible idea because people are watching the live stream.
No one's
Someone has
watching.
to be talking here. Yes, they are watching. I can see how many people are watching. There's actually a lot of people watching.
No,
okay.
A lot of bots. All right, fine. I'll keep talking.
A lot of bots.
I only got 30 seconds. 30 seconds, people.
Those
Don't
bots cost
leave.
good money.
I can't wait till Brian comes back. He's gonna be like, everyone left as soon as I got off.
Yeah.
It's probably all his family.
I'm gonna take a screenshot. I'll take a screenshot right now.
Yeah, he's gonna do it. It's because he's the one who's logged in all those bots.
I'm gonna take a screenshot right now.
Right, as
so you know.
He's got the wall of 100 cell phones like in China.
Like in India?
Yeah.
I wish. I make so much more money. God, I make so much more money. All right.
So should we start talking about Arrested Development?
No, hold on.
Are you gonna?
What are we gonna talk about?
Are you gonna?
God, I barely know you anymore.
I'm gonna give you exactly what you can talk about. You could talk about the Browns helmet reveal and the guy falling into the goddamn lake.
I don't know if Don saw that.
Well,
I'll look for it.
I can. Do you want me to cue the video up?
Yeah, cue the video, and then turn off your mic so we don't hear your urine stream.
Well, I don't piss in my.
Speaking of hearing urine stream, I want to talk about this.
All right,
I was annoyed. I was annoyed when I found out they were making a Naked Gun reboot because the first Naked Gun was just one of the all-time best, one of the all-time favorite movies for me.
See, I watched. I saw the third one, and I didn't watch the first two, so I didn't like it.
Oh, so you came in like Brian.
Yeah, I can understand what O.J. Simpson was doing there.
They got progressively worse. Why wouldn't you watch the first one? It is amazing.
I'm not going to share this Cleveland thing. Just
all right.
Talk about
so that. I saw the preview with Liam Neeson. Leslie Nielsen was the original guy, and Liam
Neeson's gonna be the new guy.
Frank Drebin, yes. And you see this, and you hear it, and you're like, "What? This is the dumbest casting choice ever."
Yeah,
but at least from the previews, it looks like an amazing. Are we hearing him pee? Did he do this on purpose?
I think he's drinking it.
He did it on purpose. The classic scene where Nielsen is peeing at the White House.
Yeah.
Well, once you brought it up,
So this movie comes out soon, and I'm very excited to watch it. Apparently, they also address the O.J. Simpson,
like
since OJ being gone, who was a great fucking character. Kids these days don't know what was his name in the movie. Nordberg, right?
Yeah.
Nordberg was a fucking awesome character. Like, he was just a complete clown. You would always get hurt and do ridiculous things. But apparently they address his absence or passing in a very funny way. So I'm very excited to see the reboot of Naked Gun.
Oh God, I hope it's just in an urn with like a Ford Bronco on top of the.
I don't know.
But yes, I did do that on purpose. I thought about it. I was like, oh, they're talking about Naked Gun. I'm like, I'm going to leave my AirPods in and just see if it ports over, and it did.
It did. It was actually pretty good. You heard a little bit of a trickling of water.
Oh God, I hope Liam. To your point, I also hope Liam Neeson. He is perfect casting. I hate that they're redoing it, but we'll see.
It might be funny. Yeah,
it might be fun. All right, Arrested Development. I want you guys to take. I want you guys to take the lead because I've seen this series so many times I don't want to dominate it, so I'll let you guys to lead.
Well, I've seen this series a lot. This first episode is different. It doesn't have the same like timing that the other ones will have. The jokes were not as mean that they usually are.
Some of them were pretty mean.
Yeah, but I like the way
you got to set the stage with the cast. The cast is amazing. I think I don't know if you could think of a TV show that has a better all-around cast than Arrested Development.
I made that same exact note. The perfect cast in every way. Every line each actor delivers is so dead on. So the cast of this show, if you guys, I presume a lot of our audience is familiar with the Arrested Development, but the cast, I'm looking at the full cast list. It's hold on.
Well, they got Jason Bateman, you got Will Arnett, Portia de Rossi, who was married to Ellen DeGeneres, right?
Yeah. And by the way, also who ruined her face.
Is she alive still?
Yeah, they're both alive.
Okay. How did Ellen pull that?
She ruined herself with plastic surgery because she was really cute. Michael Cera.
Ellen's got a big dick.
Yeah. Young. Michael that had to be.
I think it was his first role, right?
Probably. He's super young.
He looks.
Michael Cera, incredible as George Michael. Alia Shawkat as maybe Funke, who's gone on to have a good career. David Cross as Tobias Funke, who is incredible. Jessica Walter, rest in peace, as Lucille Bluth, and Tony Hale as Buster Bluth.
And don't forget the dad.
And Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman
what's the dad's name?
The dad's Jeffrey Tambor, and we have to say a very important character in the show is Ron Howard, who was a producer on the show and the narrator. And that's one of the notes. Again, I want you guys to talk about this more than me, but the narrator in the show was such a definitive difference because narrators usually suck. They're impassive. They're a afterthought. The narrator in Arrested Development and the way Ron Howard delivered the lines was so funny and so pointed. And as the show got on, so perfect, where it's just like he delivered the line and then the character would say something like, she did.
He did not, in fact.
It's so good. It sets the stage so perfectly. And Ron Howard does it so perfectly. And he's behind the camera, which is where you want to see Ron Howard because he's ugly. Not as ugly as Clint Howard.
I'd like to also mention one of the best, and it's not in the pilot, but you can't leave out the Fonz, Henry Winkler, who has a recurring role. He's fucking amazing in this show too.
And Martin Mull. Martin Mull.
There's so many.
Who people might
wasn't Charlize Theron like?
Oh yeah, she's a hot retarded girl later in the seasons. The hottest retarded girl ever. Martin Mull's in there as what is he, like a private detective, and he always just shows up, and Lucille goes, the worst. Anyway,
that's Gene Parmesan.
To stick to the
Gene Parmesan.
Yeah, that's the best character is the Gene Parmesan. Whenever that running gag of the show is always good.
So good. Okay, so you guys take us into it. You guys
to stick to the pilot. The premise is, Jason Bateman is, what is his name? Is it Michael?
Michael on the show. Yeah,
Michael on the show. Yeah, so he is basically the good kid. So his brother is Will Arnett, who's struggling
George
magician.
Job. G-O-B, Job.
George Oscar Bluth.
George Oscar Bluth.
Yeah.
So he's a struggling magician. Buster is the youngest, who's just this fucking inept and anxiety-ridden doofus whose parents have put in hundreds of thousands of dollars into education into the most worthless.
They've never ever revisited any of that.
Like 11th century agrarian economics, map making, just ridiculous things. So, but he's like the favorite child, I think. And then there's Portia de Rossi.
Lindsay,
who's just kind of a she's smart, but she just doesn't care, so she just takes advantage of the situation.
Hot, smart, does, and her thing is because she's so rich,
Lindsay's
she
not
consistently
They don't make her
causes.
smart. She's an idiot.
Well, no, she's not an idiot.
She knows she's not as smart as Michael, but she like knows better, but she just doesn't care. She's just like, I'm just gonna do whatever.
She's in it for the glory. Like she does, all these dumb fundraisers all the time.
One of the fundraiser that Don would appreciate, the what was his save? It was like anti-foreskin or anti.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was like
they're like anti-circumcision or something.
Yeah, save the skins or something like that.
Hoop was the name.
Yeah, Hoop.
I don't know what it's.
Hands off our penises.
Yeah, hands off our penises.
Well, that's not to jump in prematurely. The writing on this show. We talk about writing, the last show of this show. The writing on this show is so just on point, pristine, incredible. Like, like we talk about this all the time on this show, especially when you talk about pilots, immediately every character. And this show, I think, more than almost any other show I've ever seen in my life, the way they introduce these characters and the way the actors, to Rico's point, the casting, the way they play the characters, exactly who these people are from the way they're written, the way they act, their mannerisms. Like, these people immediately. And I mean, from episode 1, and I've watched this series 5 times, it's perfect. Because they lay it out in episode 1. They're the exact same fucking characters. They nailed it so hard. The writing was so good and the actors were so good. They nailed it in episode 1 so hard, they didn't have to adjust. Because there's so many pilots. Like, how many have we watched where people change or adjust?
And Seinfeld or Friends that are really good shows that just, the characters aren't developed at all into what they later become.
Yeah, tell me of this show. They're the exact same in episode 1 as they are in season 5, whatever.
Tobias, you can't start off with a bigger bang.
They start
of a character as him. He's ridiculous from the word go. He's clearly closeted gay man, married to a very attractive woman. Who is trained at MIT, right? He's like an MIT trained psychologist.
Yeah.
And his passion is he wants to go into the arts. So like there's a cutaway scene.
But only because he lost his medical license because the guy was sleeping at the beach and he gave him CPR and broke his sternum. So he lost his medical license.
And he's a PhD. Like, what are you doing, buddy?
And he doesn't he's not a medical doctor.
Yeah, he's not a medical doctor.
So he lost his license to do therapy.
But they show him like trying out. So he wants to go into acting, and they show him reading. It was some ridiculous thing, right? Didn't he do like a spoken word or?
Oh, yeah.
I forget what it was in the episode, but they show him doing an audition, and then they pan out, and it's like a high school gym, probably for some community play.
Well, the genesis of it is so great. So to set the stage, sorry, we're kind of getting to set the stage. The Bluth family is a publicly traded real estate company that developed all these, hundreds of thousands of houses, stocks worth millions. These people are used to being able to buy anything, do anything, no consequences. So they go on the boat. Michael, who is Jason Bateman, he is expecting to be the heir apparent. So we meet all these things. The episode is Jason Bateman's coming back because he's been ostracized. He's had to talk to his family because the dad didn't, bring him into the fold. He thinks now's the time. He brings his son, Michael, Sarah, George Michael, in. They go on this yacht, and at the same time, they go on the yacht. There's also, as we mentioned, Tobias Funke. Hold on, I'm trying to think how to this.
So there's
this
a
show's hard to
gay-
encapsulate because there's so many things that are interacting
Yeah.
at once. I'm trying to think how to describe it accurately.
It's basically a gay activist boat that's also in the harbor. It's like a gay pride rally.
Right, but that's getting ahead of it because Tobias. Okay, so
Tobias,
Michael
yeah. What did?
Yeah.
So the dad is going to hand over control of the company, and Michael
To a new
expects
person.
Michael expects it to be him because he's a responsible kid. He's made a lot of sacrifices. Him and his son are actually sleeping in the attic of this model home, which. Whatever. But so he's like, okay, who's my competition? There's Lindsay, who has her head in the clouds. There's Job,
who's a magician.
Who's a fucking nut job, and then there's Buster, who's scared of his own shadow. So he's like, it's obviously gonna be me. Meanwhile, the rest of the family, while he's sleeping in the attic and making all these sacrifices, the rest of the family is living large off the company checkbook. So they're staying at the Four Seasons, and they're, like I said, they're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for Buster to go to college and get these worthless degrees.
Job is one of the funniest lines. I just want to spotlight some of the funny lines here. Job is, again, magician who is on the cusp, yeah, on the cusp of being ousted. He's like, this thing that he buys this expensive trick. It's like, what are you, Job? You have this magic? He's like, illusion, Michael. And he's at a party. Like you see him on the docks. He's like, it's an illusion, Michael. Prostitutes do magic.
No.
Prostitutes.
No,
tricks,
you
right?
butchered the line. He's like, Michael says, what are you gonna do? A magic trick? He's like, tricks are for whores, Michael. I'm doing an illusion. And then they pan out, and there's like a bunch of 4-year-olds that are like.
He's like, no, yeah. I'm doing an illusion, Michael. Prostitutes do tricks. And he goes, sees the kids, he goes, for candy.
For candy.
And I apologize. I lost all my notes apparently. So yeah, I'm fucked.
StreamYard.
Yeah. It's like I said, the characters in the show are so well defined, but Michael Bluth comes back. They're going to give him the company he thinks. You get all these people on the yacht, right? They're on the giant yacht. Tobias, as a side tangent, even though he talks to Michael, he's like, he has this conversation with Lindsay. He's like, well, I'm not gay, Lindsay. How many times? Michael goes, well, maybe you want to dress appropriately. He wants to go on this, whatever. He's like, maybe you should dress as a pirate, right? To go on the yacht. So Tobias goes, I'm not dressed for that, but he buys attire for a pirate, which is like flamboyant scarves and whatever. It ends up being.
Did you even watch this episode?
I just watched it. Am I fucking this up, man?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Tobias,
guys, I was literally dealing with my fucking kids trying to rewatch this episode while helping with dinner. So I'm honestly, you take it.
Tobias mistakenly thinks that it's a pirate themed cruise. Mm-hmm. So there is a beginning at the beginning when they're on the boat. There's they're showing Lindsay talking to her mom, and they're looking at this boat that you don't really know, but they allude that it's like a gay pride boat. And Lindsay says, I had that same blouse. Later in the episode, which is, just another example of why the show's so genius and they tie things together, they show Tobias, who Ron Howard narrates, says, Tobias is under the impression it was a pirate themed cruise. And he goes through Lindsay's bag and he finds a bunch of her clothes, and he
he ties the head,
wears them up to make himself look like a pirate. And then he's walking out of the hotel and he sees all these other gay guys dressed like pirates.
They're going to the bar.
That they were going on the same cruise. So that's how Tobias got on the gay cruise. So later, when they pan out again and they say, Lindsay going, I had the same blouse. You see Tobias in the distance wearing her clothes, but she can't tell because he's far away.
And I think both times Lucille says it looks better on him.
Yeah, she does. She's so nasty. Oh yeah, Lucille's. Yeah. I think Lucille's the best character in the show. I apologize.
It's hard. It depends. Notes. It depends on the episode. You're like, I like this one the best. I like this one.
It does. But there's also a great line, and there's a consistent TV talk show. It's kind of like Current Affair with the pyramid.
Oh yeah,
And it always has like the kind of the talk show that the talk show that talks about them. It's so funny. It goes, and a pirate themed cruise took issue with the Blues.
That is funny. Yeah, a lot of good reoccurring gags on the show, which you can only, you got to watch it to get it, because you don't notice that from the beginning. Like watching the first episode, so
the kind of the story really begins when the father hands over the CEO, the new CEO. He makes it Lucille instead of Michael. And Michael, meanwhile, sacrificed all this time while the rest of the family was living it up. And he thinks he was owed it. But basically, he takes it as a slap in the face by his father. So he's like, fuck this family. I'm done.
Yeah. And he's going to go get a
we're going to
job.
move out. We're going to move to Phoenix. And it's a funny joke. So I'm resetting my brain because I have no notes. We're going to move to Phoenix. And they have a good joke about like living in LA is, dying in LA is better than living in Arizona or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But so Michael comes back. Then he's like, fuck all of you, right? The SEC comes, by the way, let's not forget that. The SEC comes. George Bluth names Lucille, his wife, as the heir or captain of the company. SEC comes. But he tells before that, he goes, Michael, it's not the time. We find out that he did that strategically, but Michael still thinks he's going to leave, right? So he sets up, we're going to Arizona. We're going to peace out of here. But before that happens, they have a reunification at the model home.
Mm-hmm.
Take it away, Rico.
Wait, what did you say? Reunification of the model home?
Well, the family
at the model home, a reunification at the model home. Right? They all get together at the model home.
Oh, it was an intervention.
Like, George Michael, we're gonna leave.
Yeah.
Right.
So basically they stage an intervention because they all realize that without Michael running the show, they're all fucked.
Mm-hmm.
So they pull on Michael's heartstrings because it's really George Michael who at the beginning of the episode says, it's so nice having family around. We never get to see family. And George Michael also has a crush on his cousin Maybe, which is a recurring gag because he doesn't really know her, but he sees her and she's cute. So he kind of has a little crush on her.
And they set that up well, right?
Yeah. And she's always kind of messing with his mind, but it seems like unintentionally.
Well, she messed with him at the banana stand, and then they're on the boat, and she's like, "We should fuck with our parents." And as the SEC's coming in, she jumps on Michael Cera, and starts making out with them. This cute girl who he's never met before. He's never met his cousin, so they're making out, and he's like, "Oh my god, I knew this was illegal," but he's still gonna crush on her.
So Michael
forbidden love.
George Michael wants to stay. Basically, he doesn't want his dad to leave because he wants to be around his family. Because he's never had really family in his life before. I think they say his mom died at some point in time. And it's just those two. So he's hugging Lindsay when he's about to leave, and Michael realizes, I don't want to make George Michael leave his family. So basically, he decides to stay and help out his family, even though they're a bunch of headaches.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's where we're at the end of the episode.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I had a bunch of jokes written down, which of course I don't have right now, but Lucille, as I mentioned, the greatest jokes in this episode, like her saying,
do we properly mention she's just a lush? She's drunk constantly. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Well, I don't think you know it as much in the first episode. You get to know her more as it goes on. And she's, I would say, outside of Golden Girls, and maybe in competition with Golden Girls, the funniest female character on television ever.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about it, but none are coming to mind that are better.
Yeah,
I mean, her lines, she goes, you know what? I love all my children. And this show is really good about, again, the writing's so tight, and it gets better as it goes along. It's that good in the first episode. It gets even better. The quick cuts between people saying something as a character and then a 2-second, 3-second cut. She goes, Michael, I love all my children. And then it cuts back to Lucille, the mom of the family, going, I don't care for Joe.
I don't care.
It's perfect. Like, they undercut themselves so often, and it's so beautiful. She's one of the funniest characters in all of female television, and it just gets funnier. Like we were talking about earlier, where she's winking at the pill bottle, drunk on vodka. She pits the family against themselves. She just, like, the things she does are so evil all the time.
And there's a vague kind of I don't even know if it's vague. Like, the father and Lucille hate each other, but then they also, like, love each other on random moments. Like, sometimes they just become perfectly in sync with, because they're both they're both completely devious.
Yeah,
but just in different ways.
Did we say Jeffrey Tambor? That's who it is. Jeffrey Tambor.
Yes, I forget. What is this? Is it George? What is his name in the?
George Senior is Jeffrey Tambor, who is incredible. One of the best comedic actors I've ever seen.
Great straight man, but he's devious, but just in a different way than Lucille. But sometimes they just their evil plots just align perfectly, and they realize it, and then they just love each other.
It's their desire for money and power.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing. I mean, and it's just like there's so many great lines in the episode. Like I said, illusions, Michael, like the prostitute line. Even in the very beginning, Michael has a line, and I fucking lost it, but Michael's got a great line where Lucille comes up at the very beginning of the episode, and she's like, look what these homosexuals did to me. And he goes, I think you can iron that out. He's talking about her dress, and she's looking at the boat, because it starts off with her looking at the boat full of the gay protesters, the pirates. It's so perfect to either, because it's such dry humor in that there's no laugh track, which is important. It's just like, these are the jokes. They're fucking good jokes, and you're going to get them, or you're not going to get them. And, like, they hit hard and fast, and it's perfect. It's a perfect show. And I think culturally, there's a lot of shows that this show couldn't have been made in the last 10 years. I think maybe now we're finally back to the time they could actually make this show again.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch it when it first came out?
I did.
I did not.
No,
I didn't see it all.
I caught it later. I caught it, I think, 2 seasons in.
Yeah. And then I wouldn't see it all the time.
It was too smart for, honestly, too smart for the population, if I'm being honest.
It's actually, I think, better to watch kind of a binge watch show.
Yeah. Well, because there's so many references that are like.
Yeah. So I guess if you watched it week to week, or you'd have a 3-month, 4-month gap over the summer. I never watched it until, I think, like probably 2 or 3 years after the show was over. And I remember hearing about it. I don't think the previews and the marketing did it justice, because another thing about it, it was always talked about as, oh, this show is, critics love it, but it's underperforming in the ratings. And that whole kind of sentiment turned me off to watch it.
Yeah, why wouldn't it? Because usually that's
like, it's a critic show.
Yeah,
fuck that.
It usually tells you it's terrible.
Yeah. So then the first time I watched it, I'm like, this show is fucking amazing. And so I binge watched it. One of the I think one of the most unique and hilarious things is the coming up next week. And it took me a while to actually catch on to this joke, because I would usually watch it like half baked, but they would do these hilarious, like kind of like the outro where Seinfeld would kind of wrap it up with like some scene. It was a funny scene that kind of had to do with the rest of the episode, but not really. Arrested Development would say coming up next week, and they would show these ridiculous situations that were hilarious. And I was always like, oh, I can't wait to watch this. And then it would have nothing to do with the next show. And I'm like, wait a minute, what?
They just
but they would do it every episode.
Yeah.
That's good. I don't know any other show that does that.
almost like it was a real life happening while you weren't watching it. It's like, don't worry, you're gonna see them. They're still up to some shenanigans. You'll see there.
It's one of those shows where if rarely do you rewatch a show and every time you rewatch it, you were like, I appreciate it more. Well, and because there's things you catch references back, and that's why, again, to your point earlier, Rico, like the problem was you couldn't. This is not a show you could just tune. It's like a soap opera. You can't just tune into one episode. It's not. You have to have seen early episodes. Or you're not going to get the jokes.
Well,
that's I think what killed it.
True, and it's not true because by having the narrator, you could create a joke and then go to back in time. So you could set up the joke and then show the punchline before, because the narrator can come in there. And that was what was cool about the show, is that you could weave in and out of, the narrator making jokes, the other one making jokes. Yeah. And then they could explain a scenario, and then Ron Howard will then come in with like 3 sentences and explaining why you should know this and what this character is doing, who Stan Sitwell is.
Yeah.
It's falling off. So
I gotta wrap this up. So Mike's gonna kill me.
All right. Well, I mean, I know what Brian's gonna give this show. Probably an A-.
A+++++.
I think we're gonna be pretty unanimous on this.
Yeah. No, this is a definite A show.
Yeah.
A+. Everybody should watch it.
It's awesome. It's another show that I'm gonna gotta watch this show.
If I remember. This is a show that
I just started doing it.
Yeah, they canceled it because people weren't watching it, but then so many people were upset that they canceled it. They actually brought it back a few years later.
It was awful.
I watched like the first 2 episodes of it, and I was like,
I heard they re-edited it to make it better, but I haven't gone back. But anyway, all right, we got to end it later. From from me, from Donnie, from Rico. Later.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good, though.
It could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo!